Hi. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you guys want. I just know that I'm surrounded by ghetto trash all day, every day. And my jobs are awesome and all. But you get tips by, to get tips, you have to fill yourself up with light, even whenever um, your soul is only darkness. And, you know, it's you kind of it's like the fake it to make it type thing. I play a character every day, and even whenever your heart is so crushed and you handed the last piece of it to a low life piece of shit who kind of crumbled it up and blew it back into your face, and you have you frequently have dreams of dogs ripping you apart, and you wake up to them chewing on your entrails out of your rib cage, and you can't move because you suffer from bouts of sleep paralysis really bad for as long as you remember. And you have to uh, fill yourself up with light and be very kind and treat people who expect you to like wipe their ass like your best friend for like no money because you have to pay your bills and you want weed. Um, but I refuse handouts. I want tips. Anyway, I don't fucking walk around with my hand out, and I fucking refuse to let that shit define who I am, and that's why you're getting a lazy ass story time video. I even made a sign. Can you even fucking read that? It's story one is Miss Portia. These are it's club and bar story times. This was one of my first bars. This was run by a drag queen. He didn't own it. He worked there, and he was the manager. So this is the story of Portia. There was some kind of drag show or something, I guess. Like every once in a while, the manager would have like these drag shows and send his friends over to give me and the other bartender business. And more or less during the week, it was me and one bartender there during the week. I was the waitress. And one week, all these drag queens came down after show, so everybody looked fabulous. And there's this one freaky bitch. And oh my god, she was freaky as hell. I mean, she looked like she was like straight out of a CGI cartoon. Like she looked computer generated. I couldn't tell if you've ever seen that movie Escape from LA. Like it looked like makeup from that movie, and I could not make out if it was surgery or if it was makeup. It looked insane. And I think I was probably staring a little too much at her. And but she and her friends were standing at my station all night, just talking and talking and talking, and it became very much a hassle to get them out of my way to get my drinks to my customers. Like, I had to push through them and push through them and push through them, and eventually I was like, guys, I gotta work. And she threw a fucking fit when I started saying that. She was like, that was the rudest thing anybody has ever talked to me. That was the rudest way anyone. She just goes on and 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 on. It was me and a training bartender that night, actually. It wasn't me and the normal bartender. It was me and a training bartender and a bartender that's almost never there. And this, I think I served her. I actually don't really remember what was it. I guess that's neither here nor there. But anyway, after this initial fit, she goes to sit down with her friends, and I can hear her a good 20 feet away. I don't know, a good give or take. I could hear her throwing a fit. And it was during this fit, I hear her getting into it with another one of the drag queens who's like crying at this point. And she's crying, stop, just stop, just stop. And she goes off to another table and she starts pointing at me again, saying, this bitch, better this, better that, better this, better that. And I was like this. She was like, you're the rudest thing, blah, blah, blah. She starts going off on me. I can't remember exactly what was said, but it's just going off and going off and going off. And then the other bartender looks at her and looks at me, and I'm just like this. And she goes, either she comes over here and apologizes to me, or, and I look over at the other bartender and I go, cut her off. And she just starts throwing more fits and goes over to the other side of the bar. I don't know why we don't get her to leave at this point, but I mean, like, I've seen bartenders let worse shit slide, but we're just talking about the stories that involve moi. Anyway, yeah, she's still throwing her fit, bitching, pissing, moaning. And then, like, all my favorite stories have instant karma. At the same table, the first drag queen that started crying earlier, I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired to this moment. But just from across the bar, I hear, shut the fuck up, you scary bitch. And then I just hear a smack, and I look over, and scary bitch is flying across her. She got punched across the face, and she just goes flying across the bar. Her wig is flying off of her head, and all the other drag queens are like, oh my god, and they're freaking out. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It was just, it was one of the best. It was one of my, I didn't make any money that night. I made like $50, but I still felt rich when I went home. I should have put that on TikTok. What other? All right. This bitch. And this was at the same bar. And it was some months later. I was just really glad. I don't know. I thought this was one of the best ways I've handled a situation. Because I'm generally very shit at it. I'm terrible at handling bad situations. But this bitch exorcist threw up all over the bathroom. I mean, this is like the worst. Like, this was fucking... Do they name floods? I don't know. I wanted to call it like the Louisiana flood, like whatever. What was the really, really bad one? I don't know, but it was that of throw up in bathrooms. It was fucking terrible. Like, it took me like a good hour to clean this shit up. It was fucking nasty. And I go out, bitch is still there. She's still, drinking. She asked me for a tab. I bring it to her. I didn't even serve her. The bartender served her that night. Oh, I just remembered something. You're going to get a bonus story right after this one, because this is actually a pretty short one. Anywho, so she tabs out. I bring her tab. Tipped a big ol' $0. She's with a big group of friends. So I get like a big glass of water. I sit it down in front of her. I make a big fucking deal about it. Are you okay? I look around her friends and I'm just like, oh my God, guys, you should have seen that bathroom. I was like, guys, it was up to my ankles. I've been bartending for years. I've never seen one person puke like that. And I just went on and on and on and on and on like this. And I just made the biggest scene and embarrassed her in front of all of her friends. And that was nice. And a little while after that, too, I cut off this guy. And in bars, there are just people who don't get cut off. Like, there are people who you don't check their IDs because you should know who they are. And there are people who... I hate those people. Like, I don't go anywhere. I don't eat at your fucking restaurant. I don't know who you are. Fucking deal with it. And I still gotta check your fucking ID. And if I ain't ever met you, I ain't ever ate there, I don't give a fuck who you are. I want to check your ID. Anyway, and there's people who don't get cut off. Like, no matter, like, if you cut them off, like, they will tip revenge you. They will, like, you cut them off and it ain't your fault. Like, it doesn't matter how big a fool they were acting. Like, they will, like, if you cut people off, they take it personal. Anyway. What did I do? I did smoke a little bit before this video. Hang on, point A from point B. How did I reach this? Story. Oh, right. I cut off Purple Rain guy. This guy fucking left Prince. And he he was like this big hot shit architect in town. Like, he took, I only know this because my baby daddy, a draftsman, and he's like in competition with this dude. And I mean, like, these people, they, like, he's like the hot shit draftsman or whatever in town. And he don't get cut off. And he was real pissed about it. Made a big old scene. Made a big, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have never waited tables anywhere before. I'm just a stupid piece of shit. And I'm just, like, just big scene. Big fucking scene. Throws a fit. He leaves. They all talk, like, the big head bartender has been bartending for like 12 years. They all throw a fit to him. They all complain about me. They all, like, they need to talk to my manager. Whatever. They all, but I said that they had to get cut off, so the bar all has to respect that I cut them off, and they have to fucking leave. So they fucking leave. They go to Gifts and Hums, and this guy shits himself, and like that. And if you do something like that in your town, the bars, we all have like one big group chat. We're all communicating. We're all saying, this guy was cut off. This guy's fucking up. This guy's that. This guy's this. It's all intertwined. And then there's tonight. Tonight was up there. Tonight was up there on, like, my own personal... these past 2 weeks were up there in drama. Tonight especially. This table, this group of girls, they come in, they ask for really, really hard orders. They all ask, she always orders like 3 different shots, like 3 different mixed shots. They all ask for 3 shots apiece, and they're all different. They're all mixed. And then a cocktail and 2 different beers, and it's always a 0, a big fat fucking 0 on my tip. And I mean, like, I am keeping up with so many people a night. I mean, I'm in a club. I'm in a club serving people on a dance floor. It's ridiculous. And they expect me to wait on them hand and foot, and they expect me to do it for a $0 tip. And they stopped me and they told me to wait on them, and I was like, I can't serve y'all for free tonight. I can't do it. I mean, like, I work, whenever I come in on a weekend, I work for fucking 16 hours a day. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And her friend comes up to me and she starts throwing a fit. She goes, girl, you owe my friend a free drink. You owe my friend a free drink. You upset her. You were confrontational. You were aggressive. You upset her. And I was like, look, I can't work for free. And then she was like, you don't know what she's been through. You don't know what my friend been through. You don't know what my friend been through. She's been through a lot. She's having a really hard time lately. You need to give her a free drink. She follows me all night like this. All night like this. You need to give her a free drink. You need to give her a free drink. You don't know what her life like. You don't know what she's been through. You don't know what she's been through. And then, like, my friend's falling on hard times. And then, like, she's just all night. Every time she sees me, you need to give her a free drink because you just don't know her life. Like, all night she's like that. And then, this bitch. She's like, well, she needs a free drink. She just don't need to take that from people that just don't get it. And I turn around and go, I'm a fucking orphan. Because, you know, it's not, like, my dad's dead, my mom's dead to me, but, you know, that sums it up. And, like, she don't give a fuck about my problems. Why the fuck I need to give a fuck about hers, you know? Who get, like, I ain't out drinking with my friends. I'm working fucking 16 hours a day, and you want me to do that for free? Fuck you. You want me to do that for free and pay for your drinks? No. And, so later on, so she goes to sit down, and then I go have a cigarette. She's out there. And then she goes, well, we're friends, and you can get her a free drink. We're friends, and you can get her a free drink. She starts following me around like this, with this narrative. Like a fucking Dr. Seuss character. Like, you know, they start on one thing, and then they, like, harp on another, and another, and another, and another, until there's, like, some kind of weird finalization to the end of the story. It's like a weird-ass drunk children's story. And she starts, like, following me around. We're friends. And then I go, what's my name? And she goes, you Cindy. I'm not Cindy. My name is not Cindy. My name's not close to Cindy. And I correct her. And then she starts going around the club, where are my keys? And then she goes around and she tells all the bartenders that I stole her keys from her. And then she goes to get, she starts telling me that I took her keys. And then finally she goes, I'm going to get a cop. And I tell her to go get him for me. And then she gets herself thrown out of the club. And that was nice. Oh, and then also, not a couple Fridays ago, there was a guy running around with a BB gun, shooting it down the streets, and, like, 5 cops, like, this doesn't involve me, it's just a story, and, it wasn't even in the club, it's just, like, down the street of it, like, a bunch of cops held him down, and then they took, the BB gun away from him, and then they gave it back. Later on, helped him off of the ground, shook his hand, and just let him go. It was a weird night. It was a weird town. We've been on Unsolved Mysteries a bunch of times. Anyway, there you have it. Those are my bar stories. I might think of more. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. I still had on makeup, and I used to do this. I used to make videos all the time. I guess I should get back in the swing of it. I don't know. It gets like the more subscribers I get, the more intimidating and the scarier it kind of gets. Honestly, it's a strange phenomenon. Bye.